Okay, so someone please tell me why it's only February 1st, and I already feel like I've ruined Valentine's Day before it even happened. I, F24, have been dating my boyfriend, Jake, M29, for almost 2 years now. He's always been the thoughtful one in our relationship, planning dates, little surprises, and making big occasions feel extra special. I, on the other hand, have always been the more easygoing type. I love surprises, but I also like to plan my own stuff, and I never want to assume he's doing something without a heads up. This year, I had no idea what his Valentine's plans were. He never gave me a hint or officially asked me out for the day, so I didn't think much of it. Then my best friends, Emily and Sarah, asked if I was free on the 15th for a girls' day. Since I thought I had no prior commitments, I said yes. We started planning a fun day at the mall. Ice skating, movies, seafood, the whole deal. I was excited. Later that night, something in me said, maybe I should check with Jake, just in case. So I sent him a text. Hey, do you have anything planned for Valentine's? That's when everything started unraveling. Jake responded almost instantly. Yes, I do. From the 14th to the 15th. Cue the record scratch in my head. I stared at my phone for a solid minute, my heart dropping. Crap! I immediately replied, telling him that I had already made plans with my friends for the 15th, but I was more than willing to adjust and prioritize him. I told Emily and Sarah about the situation, and they were totally fine with it. In fact, Emily even suggested we reschedule everything so I wouldn't feel rushed. But when I told Jake, his reaction wasn't what I expected. He got really quiet. Then, after a few moments, he said, So you only changed your plans because I already had something booked? If I hadn't said anything, would you have just ditched me? I was stunned. Jake, no. It's Valentine's Day. Of course, I'd prioritize you. I just didn't know you had something planned. His jaw tightened. I feel stupid, my name. Like you were just waiting to see if I did anything before making me a priority. I was genuinely confused. I just didn't want to assume anything. I would have checked in before the 14th, I swear. Well, it doesn't matter anymore, he muttered. The room's cancelled. No refunds. Wait, what? Cue another record scratch. Room. Decorations. What room? Apparently, Jake had booked a luxury suite in a gorgeous hotel downtown. He had planned the whole thing. A candlelit dinner, flowers, chocolates, and a night in a beautifully decorated room overlooking the city skyline. And now it was all cancelled because, in his words, what's the point if it doesn't feel special anymore? I felt awful, genuinely awful. But I also felt confused. I had corrected my mistake immediately, wasn't that enough? Turns out Jake had been burned before. His last girlfriend, Mia, had always made him feel like an afterthought, especially on important occasions. On his birthday, she went out with her friends instead of celebrating with him. On their anniversary, she forgot their dinner reservations. Valentine's Day? She told him she had work, only for him to find out she went to a spa day with her friends instead. Suddenly, it made sense why this upset him so much. But I wasn't Mia. I never meant to make him feel unimportant. As much as I hated to admit it, a small part of me felt guilty for even needing to ask if he had plans. Was I just assuming too much? Should I have planned something myself? Maybe I had unknowingly put too much of the romantic planning on him. And now, my carelessness had hurt him more than I realized. A few days passed. Things were tense. We weren't fighting, but we weren't exactly talking either. Valentine's Day was approaching fast, and I didn't know if we were still celebrating or not. Finally, on February 13th, I decided to do something. If Jake felt like I didn't prioritize him enough, then I was going to show him just how much he meant to me. I went all out. I booked us a spa session for 2, got us reservations at his favorite restaurant, and planned a surprise movie night at home, complete with his favorite snacks and a little scrapbook of our best memories together. I even managed to recreate the hotel room vibe at my place. Candles, fairy lights, everything. When he walked in and saw it all, his face softened. You did all this. I wanted to make up for everything, I admitted. I never want you to feel like you're not important to me. Jake let out a deep breath and pulled me into a hug. I just didn't want to feel like an option, he murmured. I know it was a misunderstanding, but I guess it triggered some old stuff. I get it now, I said, and I'm sorry. Valentine's turned out to be amazing. We laughed, ate good food, and spent the night reminiscing about our relationship. And even though we weren't in a fancy hotel room, it was still perfect. The next day, Jake surprised me again. "Remember that non-refundable room?" he said with a smirk. "I got them to let us move the reservation. Let's take a weekend trip next month." Moral of the story? Communication really is key. And sometimes even the best plans go sideways, but that doesn't mean you can't make the best of it. So, Eata, honestly, I think we both learned something here.